How you doing, guys? Welcome to Debating Woes. I'm your host, Judge Dre. We're doing a special show tonight. I figure we go ahead and, you got the riots and stuff going on, people acting a fool. Some people just staying in the house. So we figure we just go ahead and do a free-for-all show today. See what's on people's minds. Go ahead. If anybody wants to join the panel, just go ahead and ask, and we'll go ahead and add you to the panel there because it's a free-for-all. We can talk about everything. And we have Bella and Joshua already here. I guess those are the only people that got the memo to come on time, right?
Everybody else is brushing their teeth. They'll be here soon.
Right. I can understand that. So, Josh, Bella?
Yeah?
So, what have you guys been doing today?
Well, Josh, do you want to go first? I always go first.
Well, we always say ladies first. That's why it's usually always that. That's
Okay.
just being.
Today pretty busy. I went to go pay all my bills that were due for the first, just to get it out of the way.
Well, here's the question, Bella.
Yeah.
I was checking my account. My bill wasn't paid. Now, that bill was due, and you didn't pay it.
Well, send it over. No, I'm playing. No, I don't know. I just all of a sudden thought about it. Haven't paid it. Also, I did house cleaning and went to take my kids their lunch. And now at the pool. I was just there, but I had to come back home and get my charger, so I'm going to stay here for a couple hours until they're ready for me to pick them up. But other than that, I'm back now and ready for the show.
Oh, you are. Okay, what about you, Josh?
Just chilling, man. Doing my best. I was been chilling today. I've done a lot. Went to the store. I try to do as little as possible on my day job. As little as humanly possible.
Now, how is this? You're a personal trainer, but doing as little as possible. If anything, you should be out there biking and everything on your day. Show that, hey, I really got to keep this going.
I do that too. It only takes like an hour and a half exercise.
Well, you should be exhausted from just, all that biking. Getting ready for triathlons and everything.
I'm more fun CrossFit.
Breathing with his toe.
I like my shoulders.
I see. What do you think about the riots going on?
The riots? I think it's weird. Black cop shot a black man. Some black people burned down a bunch of black businesses in a black neighborhood because of white racism. That just doesn't compute to me.
Well, I don't think it really had nothing. I understand that they all like to throw the race card in it, but I believe it had really nothing to do with the racism and all that. I believe it's more with the fact is they don't like police, period. I think that's what more it had nothing to do because white people are getting shot too. And technically, they get shot more. But I believe just the trust in the police is gone. They just need to disband them. And you need to come up with a new word and everything else, disband the police as a whole and have something new, a new form of, protect and serve people.
Yeah, back in the day, if you were to go back and watch the cop videos and from the cop show, they would pull out the baton and the handcuffs, and they were, they would use their training. And nowadays they're just quick to draw the gun. That's it. They don't go for the baton. They don't go for the taser. On this one riot, I did see only footage where somewhere to the left of the camera at one point they shot a guy like right in front of everybody, and I was like, what is going on with these people? I still don't know the reason why it started. Do you know why it started?
Yeah, some cops.
Well, I've noticed too that when it comes down to the whole ordeal like that I think the media is making it really more than anything because to me they're talking about. I was listening to the news the other day, like I'm watching CNN now, and the gentleman's like, "Oh my gosh, I've never seen. I've covered many riots, and I've never seen damage like this done before." Now, it wasn't me or when I was sitting there the whole time. The only thing I really saw was windows busted up. I mean, to me, I didn't see no buildings on fire. I did see them set like some shopping carts and stuff on fire, but they didn't. I mean, you didn't burn down any buildings. They just broke windows. I mean, I'm not saying that. Oh, that's good, but you understand what I'm saying. It
Yeah.
wasn't that bad. I think that's the media is just trying to get us all hyped up because it's like for real. I mean, you had a riot in this one hotel. They broke about 15, 20 windows. Wow. I mean, when it all boils down. Okay, Dion, I'll add you. Yeah, that's what I saw from my opinion. Now, maybe other people saw something else. Did you notice that?
I noticed what?
Did you notice that, Josh? It seemed like the media just made it seem like they were just doing so much more damage than they were.
I don't know. I haven't seen pictures of it in the daylight. I mean, it's when you put things on camera, it's really easy to frame things to make them look worse than they are.
Yeah.
Like you can take a shot and it can look like the whole place is crowded, but like if you move that camera shot back like 3 inches, you'd see, oh, it's only like 12 people there. Like, so
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, to me, I think the news was looking for like, God, dog, we need a story, and then look up and it's like, oh, okay.
Well, I mean, apparently they're legit riots. The cops shot somebody during the riots. They said that he got killed, and then they said that he wasn't killed. So I don't even really know what's going on with that. But
Yeah. It's. Sorry, Josh, I cut you off.
What's going on?
Hi, Kate.
Hello, KP.
Hey, Seb.
How you doing,
Keep
April?
dropping out. What the fuck?
How's my youngest fan over there?
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Hi, Dion. How are you? How do I pronounce your name?
This is Dion.
Dion, like that, Dion.
Yeah,
All right. Well, hey, how are you?
I'm all right. And
What's
you?
your take on that? We haven't heard you speak. What do you think about what's going on, Dion?
A lot of it has to do with the loss of the public trust in law enforcement in general. It's a very heavily, I admit, a very heavily debated issue. There's no alpha and omega to it. There's no beginning and ending to it. It's ongoing and ongoing. It's been on before me and you've been born. It's been going on for a long time. The American public is right now is through social media. When I say social media, I mean it's like cell phones and whatever involved to record people, police dash cams, body cameras, So we have technology right now, and technology is our platform. And as I recall reading in an article that police been charged right now in Charlotte with manslaughter. I don't know if it's going to stick or not, but I guess that's the start, But I'm not surprised. As I told you last night, like I said, I used to be a police officer for many years in the city of Chicago, and I know what it takes to pull the trigger. I know what it takes not to pull the trigger. As I was trying to explain last night, I think I might have got cut off. What you call is the laws of engagement. Engagement in police academy, at least Chicago Police Academy, they didn't teach the laws of engagement. If somebody hits you in the face, you can tase them. If somebody pulls a knife on them, you can shoot them. If somebody shoots at you, you can shoot back at them. Other than that, you shouldn't be pulling the trigger. That's how I was taught.
Okay.
I'm
pretty sure. How long ago was that, may I ask, Dion?
It's about 2.5 years ago.
What can I ask? What area that you were trained in?
I worked for the Cicero Police Department. I can just put the name out there. I don't work anymore. I work for Cicero Police Department, and I work for Chicago Aviation, which is the police that patrol O'Hare Airport in Chicago and Midway Airport in Chicago. So I got combined about 17 years law enforcement. I'm pretty much retired. due to injuries, not related to the job, but just physical ailments that I have. That's why I retired.
I can understand that. It's nice to know to have, someone that, that's actually been trained. But I'm pretty sure isn't it different in every district though?
Yeah, it's like it's different in every district. I would say that because it's like maybe you work somewhere like downtown where there's virtually no crime at all in Chicago. Maybe a purse snapping, or bust a car window or something like that, and you go on the south side of Chicago, deep south, where somebody gets shot every other day, somebody dies every day. So it's like it's different. There's a different height of awareness. It's totally different. So. People are shooting people in Chicago because they got guns and they want to try it out and see how it feels to shoot somebody. That's all it is. That's all what they shoot people for. Shoot people for no reason. Shoot people they don't even know. So ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Do you guys think that the only reason why we're seeing the news regarding shooting of Black people because that's what gets most attention, and it's just, once again, like I say, to deter us from what is really going on in the world right now?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's a lot because it's shift the attention towards us with the Black Life Matters and the black on black violence and the black shootings. All the attention's on us in this country right now. That way we can get the attention off on other issues that's very important.
Like
Yeah.
It's a good tactic.
you have running for for president.
Yeah, it's a good tactic that they're doing. The media is doing that. Very good tactic that they're doing. Like I said, I was talking to somebody today. I was telling them, man, you can't control what's put on the media. You don't control the media, and so they can put whatever they want to put on there. They put out something in Chicago that actually said that Black men from 18 to 25, 50% of them are unemployed. And I'm thinking for myself, how the hell would you come up with that type of data? You have to take all the Black men in Chicago, interview them, and then determine if they're unemployed or employed. It's impossible for you to do that. So how did you come up with that statistic? They're put out there 50%, and it could be 30% or 20%. Whatever they put on the media, most people want affirmation. They want to believe that.
Well, they might be able to tell by how many people live in, like when they do the census, it's how many people live in a certain area by how many jobs there are, how many taxpayers there are, because they can usually jobs.
They can say it that way, but a lot of people don't want to be accounted for. A lot of people, when the census knock on your door, they just tell them to keep on going, especially in these Black communities. I tell them to keep on going. They can say who's in your household. You can lie. You got 10 people living there, even though you got 2. It's really guess. It's what you call guess estimate. They don't know how many people in Chicago are unemployed.
A lot of that.
What they do is they extrapolate. They'll go out and they'll interview like 30,000 people, and then they'll take those numbers and then they extrapolate it out.
That's impossible, and I disagree. How can you interview 30,000?
That's the way they do it.
It's very possible.
And
then you also,
it's also the way they do polls too.
If you look at the study of the polls, they always have a margin of error, plus or minus 4.
I'm saying, but are you doing these polls? Are these polls by what research company? Are they on the internet? I don't understand.
Think about how surveys are done. You just do a basic survey.
You can also skew all of those numbers. Like if you do that in like an upscale neighborhood, and you interview 30,000 people that live in a middle class area, they'll be like, oh well, the employment rate is like 98%. Whereas if you go and you do that same methodology and you do it like in the worst parts of the South Side, well, now you're going to get completely different numbers. So,
to me, like I said, it's my personal opinion based upon my experience. I have to say that a lot of young African-American men, I say African-American because they call us African-American, African-American men in the city of Chicago are unemployed, but I cannot say definitely that is 50%. I don't know. I know there's a lot of them that are unemployed. I can see this by walking down the street. I can tell. Believe me, I've been in the hood a long time. I can tell who's unemployed who's working. I can just tell by that. Not to say that I'm in somebody's business, but I can tell by their actions. Because somebody that works and got a 9-to-5 job, they don't have time to be hanging around, a lot of time on their hands. They got to keep moving. That's how I can tell if you're unemployed.
Are you taking in account for your county inmates.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
might throw that.
I mean, Cook County Jail. I mean, but how can you? Of course, somebody who's in Cook County Jail's got like 9,000 inmates in there, and I'm probably about 75% of them are black men. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's probably 75% of them. Let's be honest about it. But I'm saying, of course, you unemployed.
So,
That's 9,000 people right
right.
there.
And what I'm saying, and like Josh was saying, how you can skew numbers. Say if you taking 20,000 people, but out of that 20,000 is the 9,000 you just spoke of. So you
Right,
can skew your numbers really easy.
Right.
So you can manipulate numbers how you want them to come out. Depends on what group of individuals you are surveying. You know,
But it all boils down to who wants to be interviewed. I mean, you know, who wants to be, you know, audited. I mean,
to tell the truth.
I don't know where it happens at. Like I said, I don't know. Like you said, to me, it's a guess. You're guessing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there's a lot of black men in the inner city who are unemployed. Again, can't give you a definite statistic, a definite data how much it is. I don't know where they got it from. I like to read it and go over it. Of course, I don't have access to that. I'm just one person, but
Right.
okay. So I mean, that's just me. So we don't live in a perfect world, but I mean, my thing is, a lot of the media outlets can put just about anything that they want on, and somebody will believe it. The American public will believe that. They can put anything out there, and the American public can believe that. And I've seen stories in Chicago about shootings, and I know doggone well that is false. So I mean, I'm not going to give details.
A perfect
example. Have faith in the media.
Examples of that.
The American public has faith in the media. That's where they get the bookload information from, is the media. You know, if you put out there 50% of black men are unemployed, or you say in Atlanta 50% of black men are gay, they're gonna believe that, man. I mean, without even doing any type of research on it, they're gonna believe what they see on TV because they want affirmation.
Yeah, and I agree with you 100% on that.
That's true.
And I think that's why this is why you have a lot of people rushing, say that cops are killing black men in mass numbers, because that's what you see on the media. But when you actually start looking at raw data, it's not that big.
You're right. It's not that big. I agree with you. It's something like 183 this year out of 600, and that's like 40 to 50 million people. It's not a lot. It appears that it's a lot. Like I said, the media wants to blow everything out of proportion. Some black men deserve to get, you know, justified shooting. I don't think the Charlotte shooting was justified. I mean, to me, like I said, I would never shoot. I've never shot anybody in my life on American soil because I'm a veteran. I can say that much, but I can't see myself just blatantly shooting somebody. I've had my hand on my pistol. I brought it out on many occasions. But once I bring that pistol out, I mean, automatically somebody's going to comply. And I'm not going to bring my pistol out unless I have to. You know, I mean, there's a reason behind that. So, I mean, I can't see it happen. You got more people that have been getting killed. You got 500 doggone murders in the city of Chicago this year. I mean, come on, man. That's a lot of murders. Innocent people getting killed for no reason, man. You know, you at the stop sign waiting for your car, and you at the stop light waiting for the light to turn green, and somebody shoots you in the abdomen, and you die at the hospital. I mean, come on, man. And then the media said, well, he was a gangbanger. What difference does it make as a gangbanger? As a murder's a murder, man. So
well, it's all about the almighty dollar. Think about this 2 shootings that just happened between the Charlotte and the Tulsa. This shit happens, you know, here and there. We know this. But you notice the ratings have spiked up since they put it on TV?
Yeah.
What happens when you get ratings? Companies get profit.
The National Guard. Right. It's all about profit. I mean, like, you know, this talk about black folks all day long, and the shootings and the riots and the protests and the Black Lives Matter. That's all about ratings, you know, and that way we can't focus on anything else that's really important that's going on in this country.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I feel.
Like these two idiots we got running for president.
Yeah, well, you know, that's a circus. If you ask me, that's a circus. I don't know if you want to talk about that now, but that's a circus, man. I mean, Hillary's not qualified. Certainly Donald Trump is not qualified to be president. What do you want to? I mean, it's ridiculous. Donald Trump's going to be president. Come on, man. It's ridiculous, man. The country is headed downhill, man. Country's headed downhill, and Hillary, oh, man. No,
I mean,
they're not
Hitler's
gonna.
for a while.
They're not gonna let a female be president of the United States, man. I can't see it happening. It's too much power.
It's gonna happen.
Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But I mean, I don't know. They say I heard when I was 30 years ago, I heard that there would be a black president, and Obama came 2 terms. So I don't know what's going on. I don't have faith in none of the politicians.
Yeah,
None
me
of the
neither.
politicians. I don't have faith in none of the politicians, man. So they all tell lies and gossip. So I left that alone a long time ago. I don't get off on religions. I don't get off on politics. I don't get off on feminism. None of that stuff. I just pretty much I'm independent, man. It's just man.
All right, can I ask you a question? I mean, a personal question on that, and we'll leave it alone. Who are you gonna vote for?
Actually, I'm not voting at all. I didn't vote. I didn't vote for the mayor that was running Chicago, for re-election, and I didn't vote for. I'm not voting. Period. To me, it's a waste of time. You ever heard of electoral vote?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if I vote or I don't vote, they're gonna get in office one way or the other. So I don't want to see Hillary or Trump come in office. So didn't like Barack Obama too much. So I don't know. I'm not voting for anybody. Let's just leave it alone.
You saying it ain't even worth going? Not even worth the time to go down there, huh?
It's not even worth the time going down there. I got upset about the election in Chicago. The mayoral election in Chicago. They got this Jewish guy who's an idiot. He closing down 50 doggone schools. And how you can close down 50 schools and laying off teachers and all this stuff. He hitting us where it hurts out. We don't got schools to go to. It's ridiculous. You got to go way, way out in the bus to go to a school, pass through drug dealers, gang bagging niggas territory. So it's bad. Chicago just going downhill. I'm just speaking of this city. I live in another city. I live in Chicago for 35 years. I lived in the Caribbean for a while. I'm born in Guyana. So I've been around for a while, and I just seen a lot of strange things happen in different countries and different cities. So I worked for the task force for like 3 weeks. I didn't really like it. Something about working around a lot of white boys like that. Not to say nothing. It's bad because work is work. But I worked for the Marshall Task Force for like 3 weeks, and I told them I couldn't take it, man. It's just something working around them, man. They have different ways of doing different things, I ended up working for aviation. It's a nice, sweet job. And you do carry a gun, got a badge. It's okay, laid back job. It's not like a Chicago police officer, but you police officers, got a badge. So I had a meeting today. I went downtown to the city of Chicago to talk about some of my benefits. I had to sit behind talking to this lady. She asked me what I've been doing. I've been telling her what I've been doing. Besides my law enforcement background, I'm a musician. So, and I drive Uber. That's pretty much where my money comes from. So, like I said, I got some physical elements that I want to mention. So, I've been, trying to keep my body in shape, and try to live a long, healthy life. That's pretty much what I've been doing. And the rest of the stuff out there that happens, hate to say if it doesn't affect the community or my family, I'm really not interested in hearing about it. On the safe side, to be honest with you, man.
You can understand that. Can definitely understand that. Like, we have a guy here, Brain. He said he has never voted before. He said there's not one candidate has ever earned his vote. He's like, wow. I don't know if I could come to that same conclusion, but I could see like now looking back in hindsight, you sit here and say, a lot of them didn't deserve it.
The whole election system that we got, man, it's a sham. Our entire election system is a sham. Just people in line, man. Like, you're gonna tell me 400 million people in America, the two best qualified people you can come up with, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump? Go fuck yourself.
Maybe they just needed 2 dummies so that way they can just tell them what to do.
And look at the past couple decades, like, who's been running all of American politics? Bushes and Clintons. For like 2 decades.
Oh no,
That's,
man.
that's not elections. That's not elections of the people. That's a ruling class.
Macy's.
What do you mean off kilter? Two candidates. Don't get confused. Yeah, there are more than two candidates. I understand that, but there's only two that actually have a chance of winning. Yeah, he said you can write in everybody you want. Look, guys, why don't you do this? Look, I mean, everybody just write my name in, and I'll become president. I'm pretty sure I can do a better job than they.
And you got to throw down. They said when Romney and Obama ran, they said each of them both spent $1 billion on the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
There's your watermark right there for what it takes to be a presidential candidate. You can't come up with $1 billion. You're not in the running. You can't even think about doing it.
Well, actually, that's what actually happened today. A gentleman came to my house today, and basically they wanted to ask a question. You know, they come with their little tablets and they're asking questions, this, that, and the other. So I could tell they were for Hillary, and because they started asking me these questions and this, that, and the other. So I brought up some of the things like, well, yeah, and he mentioned, yeah, the super predator comment she made was bad, and that the prison system with the private prison crap that she did, that was bad too. But it's like, I mean, they were sitting there, like you could tell he didn't really say nothing bad about Trump, but you could tell like they were for Hillary. And it's like, wow, I'm just like, this woman used, super encryption software to, delete that crap. When you go through that something that far, you must have done something wrong. And I mean, literally, we got people that they put in jail for 30 years for a blunt. And you're going to tell me that what she did didn't cause any jail time, let alone that you could actually run for president? I mean, that should just knock you out of the runnings right there. I'm like, oh, nope, never mind.
Well, the excuse that she gets off with is that 3-strike rule and the super predators. That was Bill Clinton's bill. She was just only the first lady, which I think is bullshit. I think it's bullshit.
She's been in politics for 20 plus years. Come on now.
Right. I'm just saying. And number two is because she apologized, it makes everything better.
Oh, I forgot. Women are allowed to do that, and that does work. I forgot. Once they apologize, everything's over with. You should just
No big deal. See, I don't get. See, there's really nothing you can do about this election because Hillary is a fucking trash can. Mm-hmm. But it's not like Donald Trump is any better.
Like, right, that's what's so bad.
What do you do? I mean, I don't know how the Clintons have all this support from black people because the Clintons are the people that put in a lot of these super regressive laws that have affected black people in particular.
Well, that's one of the things I told them.
Think about how blacks voted traditionally since the 60s.
Democrats.
They've been primarily Democrats.
What? And that's one of the things I told the guy that came to the I said, well, I'm going to tell you like this. Every black person just sits here and say, if Democrats say, hey, man, if you vote for us, we'll do something for you. Black people are like, all right, we'll vote for you.
Well, I mean, it's if you also because, I mean, the Republicans.
For you. You didn't say what you'll do. You're like, if you vote for us, we'll do something for you. And everybody's like, okay. Black people are just like, okay, we'll vote for you. He said to do something for you. That doesn't mean it's going to be something good. You say, what up? We're going to pass these laws right here to put your ass in jail.
The Republicans ran the Southern strategy for decades, though.
Even for our generation, Josh, we never really researched anything. We just believed whatever our parents' rhetoric was. They was like, okay, you got to vote Democrat. We didn't know why. We was like, okay, well, mom and dad said vote Democrat, so we just went ahead and vote Democrat.
That's what my mom does. I've talked to my mom. My mom's voting for Trump. I'm like, you're seriously voting for Donald Trump? And she's like, well, we're Republicans. And that's like the end of the conversation with her. Well, why are we Republican? Well, Daddy was a Republican, and his daddy was a Republican. We're Republicans, and we vote for Republicans. It's what we do.
Right. And you're like, wow.
So that's how Hillary is sweeping the black vote.
Right.
Now,
because
remember,
black people are like, he's a Democrat. Vote for her.
Obama did something very special. He wears the same skin as the people that looks up to him. So they're like, oh, we got a black president. We have to stick behind him. You know, he's probably fucking the shit out of everybody.
Well, of course.
But because he looks like you make you familiar with something, so you stick to it. And that's how you even have separation in groups. You tend to flock towards something you're familiar with. Like, well, he's black. I want to go this way. Then you remember
I voted for Obama because I don't trust anybody who thinks that their underwear is magic.
It's not
with any amount of authority. You can go fuck yourself with that one.
Wait a minute.
I know a lot of people who voted for Obama and they really thought he was gonna go do something. I'm like, you really think he's gonna go do something? They're like, well, yeah, he's black. And I'm like, okay. Look where he went to school. He went to the best private schools in Hawaii. He went to Princeton and fucking Yale. He went through the same pipeline as all these other people who you consider, you know, the elite racist rulers of the world. He went through the same system. His friends are their friends. They go to the same parties. They hang out together. Like he's them through and through.
Well, I will admit that's one of the things the guy came to my door today. He asked me. He said, you know, like, who did you vote for? Or how were you happy with Obama? And I said, well, I'm okay. He did okay. I mean, I'm not too happy with him. No, I would probably say more. I'm a little bit disappointed. I was expecting a lot more, but he didn't do a horrible job. It ain't like he did, you know, pull a Bush, but the fact that it's just the fact that I was expecting a lot more. I mean, I hate to say something. He's a black guy, so I mean, no offense, as black people, you know, you got to do a lot, like 10 times, you know, better than the average person just to be seen normal. And I hold him to that higher standard too.
I didn't. I really didn't.
Been having arguments about the Bushes with my family for years too.
You said what now? Say that again, Josh.
Been having arguments with my family about the Bushes for years. I'm like, George W. Bush, the worst president in modern history, hands down. It's not even a competition. And they'll try to like defend him. Like, you realize in a couple hundred years when people are writing history books about the decline of the American empire, it will start with George W. Bush.
Only one problem about that. I believe they'll say some shit like that, but they'll find a way to. I mean, think about it. They're trying to take slavery out of the history book. You know they ain't gonna put that down. You know, they're trying to take that out of school books. I'm pretty sure they'll cover that up some type of way. Oh, they'll just focus on any little good thing he did.
And then the additional draw too. Oh, I got a safety token.
That's the only bad thing.
Safety to life. Fancy.
What are you doing? Are you talking in the background, or Trey?
No, that's
yeah. But someone said, Chuck said it's not an ethnic thing. It's just people out of touch with modern politics. Okay, somewhat. Because I will admit a lot of people really don't pay attention to that, and I do admit I'm guilty of that on some aspects myself. I haven't paid attention.
Well, people aren't educated on the issues, and it's gotten to a point that you almost can't be educated on any issue unless you're a professional.
Oh, definitely, because you see the bills, they're like 400 pages. Shit.
Yeah, people start talking about the Middle East, and they'll be having these conversations about what they think of the Middle East. There are people whose entire lives is devoted to studying the Middle East. It's all they do. They went to college for it. They've been working in the field for 40 years. And that's all they fucking do. Like, and now you're going to come out and act like you have an opinion on this? Your opinion is bullshit. It doesn't matter. You don't know what you're talking about. But then we got to vote. And somehow, you know, take into consideration all these things. Like, you can't take into consideration things you don't know anything about. I'm not a mechanic. If my car's broke down and I take it to a mechanic and he's like, well, you know, the fucking bearings are out in your wheels. Like, I'm not going to argue with him my opinion on the bearings. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Now, one of the arguments I do not like against Trump, they say, well, because he hasn't been in politics, he doesn't know how to run a country. What president ever stepped in and knew how to run a country? It doesn't fucking happen. That's why you hire people around you.
Right.
Think about it. George Bush served as a governor, one term?
Right.
And became president. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah, and look what happened. And look what happened.
You have, unless you like a second term president or a third term back in the day, your first term, you didn't know what the fuck you were doing.
Yeah. I'll agree with you on
What
that.
do you think when think about it, when Obama came in, he had control of the House and Senate. And didn't shit get done. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
I think Obama did an all right job. Like, I think he could have done a lot more. I think at the same time, he could have done way more than he did.
Definitely.
And he also doesn't get enough credit for what he managed. Like, people forget, like, what was going on when Obama came in office. Like, we were on the brink of worldwide economic collapse, the likes of which hasn't been seen since the fucking Great Depression. Like, it was about as bad as things have ever been. And we managed to, sort of correct course. So I don't think he gets enough credit for that. And I think he didn't do near as much as he could. Because I think he's a centrist at heart. Like, they billed him as this big progressive when he ran. He's a centrist.
All right. Now, okay, I mean, it's, I'm just going to ask the people who want to say, the people here in the chat room or the people on the panel, if you had to vote tomorrow, the people that want to say, go ahead and say who you would vote for.
Trump.
Well, Bella said we got one Trump here. What would you say, Atreyu? And Josh?
Trade muted. I'd flip a fucking coin. I don't think it matters.
Trump 2016, baby.
Really? You got two Trumps here. What'd you say, Josh?
I said I'd flip a coin.
Damn. What about you, KP?
Ugh.
Had to vote tomorrow.
If it was like lock, stock, and two smoking barrels, you had to pick somebody.
Right.
I would have to go Trump.
Okay, Trump.
That's what I fucking done to my
Leslie said Trump. What about you, Raphael?
Hey, KP, don't sound so enthusiastic, man.
I would have to go with Hillary if I had to vote tomorrow.
Okay, we got one Hillary, 4 Trumps.
Hey, how do I boot Raphael off the panel?
You go ahead and put that little button right there. No, I'm just
Just because I said I was going to vote for Hillary? Wow, that's messed up.
Hey, we're not friends.
We got to mess with you, man. We got to mess with you. Okay, we got in the chat room, we got 2 Jills, and we got 1 Trump.
Oh, we got a green.
Yay!
Bella's only voting for Trump because she's in Canada and you can't deport her ass from there.
Wait, what did you say? I missed it. What did you say?
I said you're only voting for Trump because you're in Canada and Trump can't deport your ass from there.
Yeah.
No walls going down south. You clear.
Right.
I'm voting so he can deport all my fellow beaners.
That's a shame.
Get rid of them all.
How you gonna stop people like that?
I'm just playing.
I do admit that. Look, I will admit, Les, though, and that is totally, I agree with you, Brainwash. He said, it's like having Trump, it's like somebody calling you a nigga to your face. He said,
Yep.
Hillary called me one behind my back. True, but I hate to say something. I give more credit to the person that calls me a nigga to my face.
There you go.
I mean, Hillary is.
Hey, look, at least I know what this motherfucker is thinking. I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
I know not to invite him
Clearly
to
racist. Hillary is clearly racist. If you
Oh,
are
yeah.
70 years old, and you grew up in America, and you are white, you are probably racist.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
just, if you are 70 years old in this country, probably racist. Grandpa's racist. Grandma's racist. Aunts and uncles are racist. Like,
Who you voting
the
for?
time
Samantha?
they came up.
Hey Bella, if you're willing to sell out your fellow beaners, does that make you an Uncle Tomas?
No, I'm a Tia Tomasa, Auntie Tomasa,
Uncle Tomas.
a Tomasa.
It's terrible.
Man, if Trump wins, these Mexicans better get some good chews because they're gonna be running back home.
Trump, oh my God, they need to stop with this deportation thing. First of all, if you
for real,
if
you white people.
Put a stop to it.
If you removed every single illegal immigrant from America tomorrow, the first thing that would happen is the agricultural business would fucking collapse overnight.
A day without Mexicans is bad for fucking business. Okay, just that's it, point blank. You cannot get rid of us. Without us, there's a lot of production that's gonna stop. Cause all y'all motherfuckers don't want to do pick raspberries and strawberries on your knees and prune trees and shit and dig them out and freeze them every September and then take them out in the summer.
Black people complain about, racism and slavery, but we have been importing our slave labor from Mexico for a long time.
Hell yeah, Samsung is produced in Mexico. Look at the back of your Samsung products. It says made in Mexico.
They're illegal immigrants. We don't pay them shit. We don't insure them. And we work the shit out of them. Like, we're basically slaves.
Shit, you don't even come clean my house for me. I gotta clean everybody's house and mine. That's some bullshit.
You're Mexican, Bella?
Yeah, I'm Mexican.
You don't look that way. Put your camera on. Let me see you.
You can't tell my hair.
Put your camera on.
I'm a different kind of Mexican. I don't look it. My mother, I think why I don't look full on Mexican.
I don't look it.
No, really, I'm serious.
Shit with those eyebrows. You don't look it.
No, this is no joke. When I have, I have over 300, 400 workers for the wreath company looking at me, and they don't even know. They're like, "Oh, you're Mexican? Yeah, I'm Mexican." They're like, "Oh, well, if you Google a Guatemalan, those are the ones that are around me, and you Google me, you look at me, you see we don't look the same." But I think the reason why I'm not that dark and I don't have too many really hard features is because my mother's Dutch. She's a full-blooded Dutch. She's white. And my father's Mexican.
As soon as you opened your mouth, I knew you were Mexican.
I thought she was mixed with something else. I figured that, you know what I mean? I didn't think she was Mexican. I do admit, I could see more Dutch than that.
Yeah.
I bet
you can see a lot of Dutch in me. That's true.
Well, that's what you got to turn your camera on so we can see you moving around more. So you always see a picture.
There's times where I have my camera on. Right now, I'm gonna go get some kids though, so I can't really show them.
Of course
not. You shouldn't be
but when I get back, I can turn them on. Yeah, I'm stealing some kids. I'm gonna take them to get their organs taken and filled.
You're gonna take them out to the fields and be like, "We need
making them
strawberries picked."
Yep. prune those blueberry bushes, boys.
It's terrible.
You making them work.
Horrible. We can't get rid of
the little harvesters.
It's not going to happen. We're not going to deport all the illegal Mexicans. Not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Just like
collapse. And just on a logistics level of rounding up 40 million people and transporting them out of the country, you're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You're all idiots if you think you're going to round up 40 million people that don't want to be found and move out of the country.
And you might as well say that you're going to have a fourth Reich. It will be the same principle. We're going to round your ass up and kick you out.
I mean, I've told this story before when we evacuated Lebanon to Cyprus. When Israel was bombing Lebanon, we evacuated a bunch of people out of Lebanon. We moved the entire 6th Fleet to move like 15,000 people. The entirety of the 6th Fleet of the United States Navy. It was a massive undertaking. And they all showed up with their luggage in a fucking line. We didn't have to go find them.
Yep. You tell me you're looking for me, you will never find me, motherfucker. You will never find a Mexican that you are looking for. I promise you.
You would have to
I'm not kidding.
You would have to create another organization in the government on par in size with the United States military, and their only job would be hunting Mexicans.
I think he's trolling everybody, tell you the truth. I don't think he's really doing it. I think he's doing it all for controversy and everybody's talking about him. Because think about
this though. Think about it. If you take away, hey Trey, if you take away the concept, the bullshit concept of building a wall. Same theory or concept of dealing with illegals was the same as Bill Clinton. The exact same.
I saw that. I know it's all his policies are pretty much the same.
Said was identical to Bill Clinton. Donald Trump is nothing but a Democrat, just running under a red flag.
Okay.
So that's what I say.
I think he was a Democrat his whole life.
Yes.
Until like the last couple years when he decided he was going to run as a Republican candidate, he's been a Democrat his whole life.
Majority of his life he's been a Democrat. So you're going to get a Democrat of whoever you vote for. The whole fucking thing is rigged.
You know what, guys?
I will put a Democrat in the red party, and I'll put a Democrat in the blue party. Whoever you vote for, you're gonna vote for a Democrat. If you believe, I don't
even think it's rigged. I dead serious think that Donald Trump got into this race as publicity because he's ran before and he runs for publicity and he sells a bunch of books and he gets his name out there and he does more TV shows. I am dead serious when I think he ran just to get his name out there, and then he fucked around and won, and now he's just winging it.
Josh,
What?
You're right because he said it came from his mouth. He stated it through his mouth. He said, "You know what? I did this. I started this as a joke, and look at where I'm at."
Yeah, I think
it's like, you bastard.
I think he was never serious about the thing ever, and then he messed around and won, and now he's just sort of going with it.
He's trolling everybody. Think about it. He hasn't actually had that much money in his campaign. This is like, I feel like, somebody lost a bet and he just did this. This is really how I feel. It's like, dude, you trolling everybody and everybody's falling for it. Anything he says is going to get pressed. So he says the most retarded stuff. It's honest, but he says it, and, people fight into it.
What's retarded about protecting your country and standing up against other countries? What's retarded about that?
Not that. I'm talking about in certain parts.
Who are diehard Trump supporters? They're really not Trump supporters. They're diehard Republicans.
Definitely. I come to that too. I don't believe that they're just fighting to be Republicans.
I think a lot of it is people who are voting for Trump aren't voting for Trump. They're voting against Hillary. And people are voting for Hillary, they're just voting against Trump, not for Hillary.
Yeah, it's like we have no option.
Neither of these candidates have a lot of support in and of themselves. They have hatred for the other side.
Right. I think that's that.
Well, this is gonna be interesting.
I think Trump is very intelligent. He's got some good points. However, just like he's got some good points, he's got some cuckoo loco points. But hey, if he wins or if Hillary wins, may the best man win. we're fucked either way, guys. So hey,
you're right. And I would say Trump is a very smart man. He is smart. He's smart to the point.
Yes.
If you look at his status and his business practices, yes, he's been very successful because he's been smart enough to put people around him to ensure that he's going to succeed.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
a good delegator. He can delegate. He's a good delegator,
I don't think Trump is smart. You can listen to the way he speaks, the way he has conversations. And he's not. He has no forethought when he speaks. He stumbles through his conversations. He'll be like, "So there I was with Hillary, and Hillary's bad, very bad. We all know that Hillary's bad, but anyways, I was with Hillary, and we were talking. We did a lot of talking. It was a good talk." guy's a fucking retard. Like he has.
Josh.
There are no,
Take teleprompter away from all your politicians.
There's no logical through thought in any of the way he speaks. He just stumbles forward. And not only does he stumble forward, whatever he said behind him, he'll defend it to the grave, no matter what the fuck he said. Like this.
Yeah.
He's just simple, man. He's a real simple guy, straight to the point, and he doesn't give you a bunch of bullshit like all these politicians do.
Yeah, it just rolls right off his tongue.
If you ask the man a question, if you ask the man a question, he'll give you a straight up answer. He doesn't dodge and dance around questions and shit.
Yeah, he doesn't, but he's just crazy. I ain't gonna say that. You may not. It's like this. It's like, oh man, it's just hard. It's fucked up. I mean, he's gonna tell you what's on his mind, so at least you don't have to worry about a motherfucker saying like he's the one that he's like Rick in Walking Dead, where he's like, oh yeah, what happened to that bag of guns you had? Oh yeah, it's this and that gun, it's this and that bag, and it's a knife in there that I plan to kill you with. At least, I mean, that's the type of answer you're gonna get from him.
That's how it should be. Isn't that what America's about? Is the integrity, the honesty, just being straight to the point and not kowtowing and being a fucking pussy.
Right?
Yes,
Trump is gonna help. You know who he's gonna help the most? He's gonna help males. He's gonna help the male.
Say no to pussies.
Exactly, and that's what we need right now.
I think he will help males more than that. He's not gonna. And I hate to say something. I think Hillary's gonna put more of us in jail.
Yeah, dude, she's pro-feminist. She's anti-male, anti-masculinity, and that's gonna hurt us in the long run. I can't see how any man would ever vote for Hillary,
right?
Unless he's got a fucking mangina between his legs.
Trump isn't gonna help males. Trump is going to help corporate tax rates. This is the only thing he's gonna help.
I didn't say it was the only thing he was going to help, Josh.
But he's going to help corporate tax rates. But the fact is this: he ain't going to help women put us in jail.
Exactly. He's going to be more fair.
That's what I'm worried about.
He doesn't make laws. He can't be more fair. He doesn't pass any laws.
Yeah, but he enforces the laws, so he's got to say so.
He also can write executive orders.
Exactly.
Well, this is gonna be interesting.
But at least you've got a president that is willing to stand up and call out the legislative branch when they are being pussies.
There you go.
Unlike Obama, who just fucking rides and who's too scared to say anything, especially when it comes to dealing with these other countries. Who people like Obama and Hillary are too fucking scared of. They don't want to offend. They want to be PC. Fuck that shit. If you don't like the way that we roll as Americans, get the fuck out of here. Mind your own fucking business. And that's the type of person we need right now.
Every other country's doing it.
Yeah, you think they give a shit about Americans or American policy or us sustaining our country? No. And we keep kowtowing and all Obama does is draw a line in the sand. And the other countries cross it. He steps back, draws another line, and so on and so forth.
I mean, I don't even know about all that because we've military engaged something like 16 different countries under Obama. Like, what's the right number then? Should we be bombing 18 countries? 19 at the same time? Like, what's? Hey, how many people do we have to bomb?
Depends on how many the Queen Mother say bomb.
And how many people can we bomb?
You say running out of bombs.
Everybody.
Are they planning on building a Mars space colony or something like that? Because I saw it.
I've been saying this for years. We need a place to go to. America was great because a bunch of people were like, fuck this, we're leaving, we're going to another place, and we're going to do it our way. And that's what made America great. But now everywhere on the planet there are people. There's nowhere left to go. We can't just pack up and head somewhere anymore.
Josh, we can go to Mars. What do you think about that? Go to Mars.
I would get on a fucking trip to Mars with the quickness. Just get the fuck out of here. Hell yeah. I'm moving to Colorado, up in the fucking mountains, away from every goddamn body.
Go to Tibet.
Get to watch me cook.
I'm not going to Tibet. I don't want to get shot by the Chinese.
What you cooking?
I'm gonna cook some. I hate to say something. I'm gonna cook some bacon and eggs.
Bacon.
Cool. Breakfast for dinner.
Boiling ramen noodles and Pepsi.
Hey,
That's fucked up.
Eggs.
Josh,
The
look,
struggle
you
meal.
see this knife in my hand? You
Little
said
stab on the
That
egg,
little
huh?
knife.
You can't go out and
Hey, that knife.
threaten
Hey,
to stab white
I
people.
never underestimate the size of a knife. Any knife can mess you up. I'm just saying. I ain't trying to shake. Bella, I don't like
You're
that.
telling me? You're telling me?
Bella. Why you trying to threaten me online?
I'm trying not to think.
No, I'm saying you're telling me about knives.
I know. I ain't telling you nothing. You ain't trying to tell me.
Hey, you know what? Someone in the chat room brought up another good point. They said they won't vote for someone who will take away the right to arm oneself. That's another great issue. Another great point brought up is that Hillary and the Democratic establishment is against guns.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're against guns.
Well, why don't they do it like here in Canada? You can get it, but you got to get the proper, the proper licensing and the course and this and that. And you're not allowed to carry concealed weapons or unconcealed weapons. However, you're allowed to have whatever ammunition you want in your,
It's not gonna stop
weapon.
anything anyway.
You need
The thing is, you're allowed to have it in your house.
Yeah, but you need armed citizens carrying weapons around.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many studies that have shown when law-abiding armed citizens are carrying, crime rates drop drastically.
Yeah, that's true, Les. I agree with you on that.
Well, I can see, I mean, just go people like me. You can't carry. That's the only bad thing.
Shit, you can carry if you want. Fuck.
Yeah, you're right. I can't carry.
All the thugs are carrying that shit.
I may just get some free housing.
Fuck around and catch
You don't want that. You don't want
I want to pass this along to the panel, whoever listening. For black men and women, or white men and women, whoever you want to do it, can refuse to hire you because you have dreadlocks.
Yeah, I heard that too.
What?
Yeah, you're allowed to have pink hair.
Where did you hear that, KP?
That just passed like yesterday.
Yep, it did.
About all this shit. They're doing this kind of shit behind your back.
Wait. I didn't hear you. What did they pass?
The U.S. court rules dreadlock ban during hire process is legal. So you come to work with, if you go to an interview and they say, I don't want to hire you because you got dreads, you can't do shit about it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bullshit.
I think it's fine, man. Here's the thing: if somebody starts a business with their own money, their own blood, sweat, and tears, and their own time, they should be able to hire whoever the fuck they want to hire. And if you don't like it, go work somewhere else.
I don't know how that's odd.
Yeah, that's true,
If you have a tattoo up on your fucking neck, like, you're probably not going to get hired.
Exactly. And that's their right. That's that business's right.
It even comes after you're hired, too, it seems like. So
yeah, just like if someone walks in with the mohawk. If someone comes into an interview with the mohawk, I'm not going to hire their ass.
Yeah, I mean, the way you present yourself matters, man. Like, I've said this before. Like, I've always had super short hair all my life. When I was in the military, I didn't feel like messing around with their haircut bullshit. I just shaved my head. Now I live in Tennessee. And where I live in Tennessee, if I'm walking around with a shaved head and this beard, it's a bad look.
Oh, yeah, you're a skinhead.
Yeah. So that's not how I wear my hair. And that's not racist. They're not racist against me.
No.
It's just you have
but
to
a
be
white
cognizant
a white guy with a beard like yours and a skinhead, man, you're gonna be categorized into some harsh shit.
Yeah, you gotta be aware of how people view you.
Okay, but here's the question right here. Okay, if we do, laws like that's allowed, and you say, well, fine, I don't want to be able to hire nobody with dreadlocks. What's to make them to say, well, look, I mean, I don't want to hire no black people?
Well, they can't say that. Black skin and dreadlocks are.
That's a huge jump.
Exactly. You have control over your hairstyle.
You have to start off in baby steps. Think about it. Now I start off saying, if you're a smoker, I don't have to hire you.
That's true, because here in Cleveland, and we got Cleveland, they do that. If you're a smoker, they test you. If you're a smoker, as of a certain date, you cannot be hired. And
so if you just vaping, because that vape has nicotine, something you do at home, you test positive,
you're gone.
You have to forfeit your job.
But they're not testing for nicotine, KP. They're testing for all the other additives in cigarettes.
They test for
wow.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But you know what, guys?
That's why you can't even be on the patch.
Right.
Really?
They want to hire your ass. Maybe they look at you and they're like, we don't want to pay for these. Maybe it's an insurance thing. They're like, we don't want this shit on our insurance. You're smoking. I don't want to deal with it. Like, maybe that's what it is.
Forgive my ignorance, but what is the reasoning for insurance?
People who smoke cigarettes have higher health problems, so it's going to cost more in the long run dealing with all those health problems associated with cigarettes, and the companies have to pay for that.
Yeah, see, Bella's from a civilized country where they somehow have managed to provide health care for their citizens without their country falling apart.
Oh yeah, but the healthcare sucks.
What?
The healthcare sucks.
The healthcare sucks. Believe me. Like if Dre ever wants to make a video about it or a live show, I'd be more than happy to take notes and.
All right, well, we can do the next part of the show on that if you want.
Okay. Yeah. No. How about some other day? Because I got to gather my thoughts and really jot it down and get some information and all that stuff, and also speak about my personal experience, which has been hell. I mean. A living hell. I'm not kidding. But anyways, I think that, here, that's true what Leslie said, and you will find these people, the employees outside of the vicinities and businesses and this and that, smoking. They have a right to say, you know what, I need a smoke, so excuse me. Like they even have set breaks, smoke breaks. No lie.
Right.
So it's crazy. And there's businesses that the employees are allowed to smoke their marijuana cigarette too.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they're allowed to smoke a joint.
Well,
because they have that medical.
That's up there. I was about to say, like, wait.
Yeah, but you don't want them high at work. You don't want to go in and smell weed on somebody, let alone a cigarette. I used to be a smoker, and I smoked, last couple weeks or whatever, but. To tell you the truth, it smells, it stinks, people will judge you, I judge people, like when somebody's in front of me reeks like cigarettes, I'm like, damn, this motherfucker stinks.
I'd rather actually smell herb than anything, though. I mean, like, okay, was when I was working in the customer service, I knew a lot of employees who did smoke. When they actually smoked, they gave the best they gave. It was to the point where, they were very attentive to the patrons and all this and that. But when they didn't smoke,
oh yeah,
you wanted to throw them off the boat.
Listen, I'm not going to lie. When I was managing at RGIS, I used to manage people in the field, and literally, when the smokers didn't get their smoke breaks, they would have problems. But then one of the problems I didn't like, our job was based on numbers. So the more you work, the higher your numbers should be. So I would let the people who did not smoke, they could take 10 minutes to drink a pop or something. Because to me, I felt it was unfair that all these motherfuckers taking smoke breaks, but yet the other motherfuckers, they just get their one break. Where they get 2 breaks a day because they get that smoke break. So I used to tell them.
That's the only thing I had a problem with.
A smoke break or a Pepsi break. That's what I used to call it.
Dude, I started smoking when I was in the military because when you're in the military, you go to work and you go out and you just work until the day's over. And people kept leaving.
Right.
I'm like, where are they going? And they're like, well, they're going to go on a smoke break. I'm like, can I take a break? I said, no. And the next day I came to work with a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
That's exactly how that happened.
Right. I totally agree with you.
That sucks. I mean, the only thing I actually couldn't stand is, being in customer service, boy, that tests your nerves. And right. I can understand why people smoke. Who don't smoke, like myself and others, when I was working at the boat, it was like, dude.
They're getting all them breaks.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, I need a break. It's like I've been on this floor for like 4 hours right now. It's like I need to get off this floor before I end up like really spazzing out on somebody. Like, nah, you can't have a break. All right, you can see the outcome. I swear.
You know, I'm really kind of thinking about this dreadlock thing here. I think it's unfair to say that I have to fit into your code of dress, or not dress, but your culture. Because a lot of people wear dress because of their culture. So now you're stripping away a person's culture. But you can say a person who is Islamic can go outside and pray, and you don't fire them. Or people come in with a yarmulke, and you don't say you got to.
Thank you. I was gonna say, what about the those guys?
That's horseshit. If I walked into the gym tomorrow with a mohawk, Guy Graves, the guy who runs that gym, would immediately walk over to me and say, "What the fuck are you doing? You're gonna have to get rid of that." It's not a black thing. It's not a racism thing. It's not a, oh, you're trying to fit into your culture thing. It's a standards and practices in the workplace thing.
I think a mohawk is.
I don't think it's cultural at all, mohawk.
Right.
It is.
I guarantee you. As soon as I walked in the door.
Or think about the people who say, "I'm going natural. I'm going to wear my hair natural." What you're going to say next is, "You can't wear afros."
And my hair is like long to my shoulders. I don't have dreads, so
maybe he says, "Well, you know what? I'm gonna just start braiding my hair up, and I'm gonna just go ahead and dread my hair." And maybe he keeps his shoulder length in dreads. What are you gonna say? Well, you can't wear braids, can't have dreads. So I think you push the envelope a little too damn far with that, because now these laws are starting to really, really impede into your personal life.
Right. That's one thing I understand.
There have always been standards and practices in the workplace. It's not like, well, this is a new thing they just started doing. This is not a new thing. This has been forever. Get a tattoo on your face, you're gonna have a problem getting a job. Wear a mohawk, you're gonna have a problem getting a job. Wear the long ass dreads, you're gonna have a problem getting a job. Like,
yes, but they can. But Josh, what I'm saying is, yes, you may have an issue, but now I can just come out and just blatantly say, "I'm not hiring you with that damn hairdo." There's nothing you can say.
I mean, it's not like the fact that if you're underqualified or overqualified, or you just don't fit anything as far as the description of what they need. It's the fact that we're just only gonna focus on your hair.
Yes, that's wrong as hell.
What about his resume? What if the fucker has a bomb ass resume?
Don't mean shit.
They go look over it.
Goddamn hair.
So here I'm like, nope.
Fuck your resume. Cut your goddamn hair.
They could be like, "I like your resume, sir. It's very impressive. However, please cut those damn things off of your head."
Yeah, and this isn't even. This is only an issue for like places like McDonald's. I guarantee it. A law firm and apply for a job with your dreadlocks in. See if they even look at you. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. There are, like I said, it's standards and practices in the workplace. People want their employees to look a certain way, a professional sort of way. If you don't fit that look, it's America. It's a free country. You don't have to work there. And it's not, and like I said, it's not even a black thing. There are a million different other examples of other people's. Like, I can't go gauge out my ears and walk in Gray's place tomorrow and be like, "Hey, check out the gauges I got in my ears." It's going to be like, take that shit out immediately.
And then what are you going to say? "No, boss, I'm not."
Well, you're impeding on my culture, Mr. Graves. I like these things in my ears, and it's my body. And he's like, "You're done. You're fired. Have a nice day. Move along." Like,
and then you're gonna use your Jesus privilege, right?
I'm gonna get online. I'm gonna make a video. talking about how it's bullshit and I'm being discriminated against. Stop it. Fucking stop it.
After that,
I don't know, man. I mean, I can understand your point, but I still think it's kind of, what's the term I want to use? It's still screwed up no matter where you look at it. I'm like, okay, granted, to cut my hair, or this could be a part of my religion, to have my hair this long.
That's what I'm saying. I guarantee you will not tell a Jew to cut
On
his
this.
motherfucking his locks. Or the motherfucking spiral curls come off his head.
When we were in the military, we told all them Islamic fuckers that you have to shave. Guess what? You have to shave. Well, in my religion, I don't care. You have to shave. Well, in my culture, I don't care. You have to shave.
What religion is that?
Islam.
Islam.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't care about what your culture is. These are the standards. You signed up. You knew what they were before you came here. You gotta shave.
But that's a different story, though. That's kind of a different story. It's like, okay, yeah, I know that. If you go to the military, automatically you have to follow that. You're pretty much signing your life into this contract. You know what you actually about to get.
You know, you say that, but most people have no idea what they're about to get because they're about 18 when they joined. And the recruiter told us some bullshit.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah,
Really?
I don't have any. I don't have any sympathy.
I'm sitting here eating. I will admit, I said I was gonna cook. I done cooked about 4 pieces.
Dre over here cooking bacon and eggs.
I'm having a bacon attack.
Bacon.
And people mess up. People in this country fuck up their right. They think that their right to do what they want to do extends to, well, not only can I do what I want to do, everybody else has to accept what I do. Like, no, that's not how this works. You can do what you want to do. That's fine. But not everybody has to rally around you and accept you for what you do.
Why not?
That's not how this works.
Yeah, because think about it, though. If you're going to say banning dreadlocks, a lot of think about it. You can say, well, shit, I'm any woman with hair weave, your ass is fired.
Well, I hate to say it, something like where, you know, I've dated women who work in the nursing field. They don't like them funny wigs and all that. A lot of them don't.
I wouldn't actually want nobody in the...
If I started a business, you're not coming into my business and working my business with dreadlocks. You're not coming into my business with tattoos all up on you. You're not coming into my business with gauges in your ears. You're not doing it. You're not coming in. You're not coming in dressed poorly. You will be dressed sharply.
Are you talking about like the 6 foot long dreadlocks, or are you talking just the?
I start a business and I'm hiring people. You will be dressed sharply when you come to work. You will be shaved when you come to work. You will have a proper haircut when you come to work.
Shit.
Period. End of story.
Dog my house, man. My goddamn house, man. It's pretty good, man. It's nice. Wow, you pretty. He knows that.
What are you talking about?
I'm confused.
Like Oprah and Luther need to keep their ass one way because I'm confused now. What movie?
Oh, what's the name of that movie? It's on the tip of my tongue too. Oh God, it's gonna come back to me later on tonight, Dre.
I wouldn't say it. Well, I'll let you. But yeah, definitely. Now, I understand what you're saying, but where do you draw the line at, Josh? Where you say, okay, fine, a guy can't have gauges in his ears and nothing like that. Where do you draw the line?
Where do I draw the line?
Man, he should grab a hold of you, man. It can't beat everybody. I do draw the line.
I don't think it's that complicated. I really don't. Like, we all know what looking presentable means. Like, I shouldn't have to explain that to you. That's another thing that'll get you kicked out from my business. I won't even consider hiring you. If I walk in, I'm like, you need to look presentable when you come to work. And he's like, well, define presentable. I'll be like, get the fuck out of my office. You're a grown man. You should already know.
I think by wearing dreadlocks, me personally, if I own a business, if they're neat and tapered and taken care of, you're not having any kind of hygiene issues, I see no problem with you wanting to embrace your culture or a cultural hairdo. I see no problem with it.
Okay.
Because then, I mean, to be honest, I can say, well, and just make an example, any white lady come in with Pippi Longstocking fucking ponytails, you're fired. That's horseshit. And long
I
as
have a lot of questions for the guy who came into my office talking about, well, I'm respecting my cultural heritage. They're like, well, where are you from? And he's like, Connecticut. Shut up. Immediately shut up. With my cultural heritage, you're from Connecticut. Stop it.
I'm from Louisiana.
And I agree with you. I agree with Sub says, yes, there has to be standards in the workplace. That's why I said, if they're neat, but I wouldn't just say, you know what, I'm not hiring you because you got dresses. You might be the best damn candidate. So then I would cut my nose off to slap my face. I'm not going to do that.
Yes.
You can't come in here, you haven't washed your fucking head in 3 years and shit like that. If I can smell you, then I can turn you down. But I just couldn't tell a person, me, myself, yeah, I don't like your fucking hairdo, dude. I can't hire you. That almost sounds like some catty bitch shit to me.
Nobody's allowed to come into my office
and talk
awful.
to me. I can't hire you.
You can't come to my office and start talking to me about your cultural heritage from 600 years ago. Like that's some kind of thing. Stop it. Everybody needs to stop it. It's not your cultural heritage. It never left the state of New York.
Every person's culture, though. But then you should, like I said, then you should be taking account and say, well, a Jewish person come in and say, no, you got to cut the fucking long string hanging from up on your yarmulke.
He ain't getting hired either.
You're not even Jewish.
He ain't getting hired either.
God damn,
Josh.
Josh.
With those long curly things down your head and your big ass beard.
Damn,
you're not getting hired. Walk out of my office.
Really, Josh? Really?
Get out. It's a free country. You're allowed to do that. I'm allowed to not hire you. Like, it's.
Josh gonna have like one employee.
No, right?
3 years.
And he gonna be like, I don't give a fuck. I hired a Mexican.
But the Mexican has his haircut. Bet you comes to work on time, works his ass off.
Okay, what's this off-kilter concept?
Who the fuck are you, man?
What do you think about dress? What do you think about dress codes, uniforms, confidential agreements, and non-compete clauses? I think non-compete clauses is bullshit. Dress codes, I'm all right with. You can't come in there with your ass hanging out, fucking crotchless panties walking around unless that's your business. Or assless.
But what that rule?
Hey Josh.
What?
Some said when you hire Bella with those eyebrows.
Fuck no.
Well, y'all mean, bro. Josh, come on, have a heart, brother.
You can't put up. I don't know. Maybe
You better not talk shit about my eyebrows, Josh.
Too late.
He might stab you.
I'm gonna get my switchblade.
Nah, you keep that thing in the car.
How did you know I have it in the car?
She's gonna stab you
Proud
with her
of what I
eyelash.
know about people.
She doesn't have a switchblade in her car. She's got a razor blade up under her top lip.
I
All
thought it
Miss
was a machete.
switchblade in the car.
I thought they normally
Man,
carry
pose, man. What? You gonna get it? You wanna taste this or some shit? Time, 3 years left. Time, yeah, you have to slow down. Shit.
What are you doing, Dion?
What is he? Is he high?
Dion, you okay?
Dion forgot to mute himself. He's got some girl over there right now.
Wow. Oh, Lord. Lord have mercy. Anyway. I don't know what that was, but okay. Anyway.
You know damn well you'd hired me with these eyebrows. Shit.
Shit.
I probably, I don't know. I don't know if you surprised all fucking day long or what.
Huh?
Really, KP?
No, you asking me questions. I don't know.
KP, don't actually come in here all confused about how you actually look at somebody.
My eyebrows are naturally like that. Sorry.
Oh, get told. She's
Y'all
really
so
gonna
mean,
stab
bro.
you.
Y'all so mean.
She's gonna take that razor blade out of her mouth and cut you.
Well, that's under the tongue, isn't it? Or on the side of the mouth? Down here we doing it on the side. Anyway.
I would hire you. I would hire Bella.
You're gonna hire me, sir?
I would hire you.
Thank you. I have a fantastic resume.
Can you model lingerie?
Hell no.
Was it a yes?
That was a no.
That was a fuck no.
You're fired.
Then I don't know what you would do.
I can model lingerie. I can
Girl,
model lingerie.
I'm not no model. Shit. Have you seen my picture? Have you seen me live?
I'm model.
You're not that bad.
Hey, me.
Dre, you,
Shit.
what you gonna be? Never mind. Anyway, I don't want to know. I'm too small for that. Nice big deal though, but still. I just don't know if I actually can just be modeling around in drawers all day.
Hey, yo, depends on how much you pay me. Money's right. I'm down.
I'm not gonna talk about money around you, Josh.
I'll even wear the lingerie. You don't even gotta give me the other stuff.
I will. You know what?
Oh, you drop a grand? You drop a grand in front of me? I'm probably gonna take some pictures.
See, we don't have to ask Josh what he'll do for a Klondike boy.
Hey, sub, I'll do some control quality, though.
All right, I'll keep that in mind.
Okay, cool.
In the world, what he'll do for a Klondike bar.
Ever. Why do you say you ugly?
Wait, what you say?
She just said she's ugly.
Who said ugly?
Fine.
Who said that?
All girls say that.
Right.
Who said that?
Janine said, Bella, I'm ugly. You're not. Okay, Janine, cool. I'm glad you are ugly. Fine.
Janine, are you, do you have a kid?
Wait, what question?
Hey, ugly people have fucking kids. The
Yeah,
fuck?
Lil Wayne's got a bunch of kids.
I have 8 kids
Wait a minute
and 12
now.
baby daddies.
Oh god.
Oh wow.
I'm serious. I don't get
kids and
I
12
don't get
baby
it.
daddies. That doesn't even work mathematically.
No shit, Charlie Brown.
No. What that means is you got 2 people thinking they're the daddy, so she get money from both of them. Women do it all the time.
Daddy
lucky
and
I'm
one
not
and
Or a couple dudes were double dipping and shared an egg.
Y'all would hate me
Never
if I
mind.
was a woman. Talk about getting ahead in life.
One came out half black, half white.
Lord have mercy. You know what? I ain't got no love. for
One
y'all
round
right
eye,
now.
one Chinese eye.
Oh my god.
That's racist.
I'm only hearing the kids with my kids are fucking tripping. Like, what is she saying?
The fuck did Dre go?
I'm right here.
Where the fucking hoes?
Cook some more.
Hey, man, I'm hungry, man.
That's other people I wouldn't hire in my business. Ugly people. Hire them either.
Josh ain't gonna have nobody there.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man. I mean, shit.
Hey, you'd be safe, Josh.
I'm not against. If you own a business, you can do what the fuck you want to do. Fine, it's your business. I don't give a shit.
All right, exactly.
I guess the only issue I would have if you are accepting federal funding or state funding, then hey, come on now, you got to open it up.
Yeah.
If you put your money up to do shit,
yeah,
you want to hire. This is my money to run my company.
Right. If you're accepting government money, you're playing by a completely different set of rules.
Yeah, I agree.
Because the government has to be fair. That's another thing people don't seem to be able to get through their heads. Like, I don't have to be fair. Me personally. The United States government has to be fair. I don't have to be fair.
Yeah. Yeah, because at that point, they're taking everybody's money in and distributing it. So if you're able to use everybody's money, then you need to accommodate everybody.
Yeah.
So then by that rule, then do you think we can agree that you shouldn't discriminate against people who got dreadlocks if you're accepting some kind of government funding?
Yeah, if you're working for the government and the government acknowledges, I don't know if they acknowledge like Rasta as an official religion, but if it's on the list, then you're clear, you're good. I mean, you'd have to show that you were Rasta or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're good.
A Rasta card, or you just put out a sack of weed?
I don't know. I don't know how it works. I mean, I'm big on the religion thing, but
you say just pull out a sack of weed, huh?
Hey,
yeah, but now if you,
it's my membership card.
But here's the thing, though, dreadlock is a style of hair, and that's one thing I want to point out when Andre said, "Well, what's stopping them from hiring you because you're black?" You have control over your hairstyle. You don't have control over the color of your skin, for the most part. So if that's the case, then you got to open the door for people with mohawks, with mullets, with people with hair that's 4 or 5 feet long down the back.
You wouldn't hire a dude with a mullet, KP.
Exactly.
Some asshole walked into your business and he was like, "Mr. KP, I'd like to get a job here." And you're gonna be like, "You're gonna have to deal with that mullet, bro."
You know what, Josh? I would hire a guy with a mullet.
You put him in the back though, he wouldn't be working up front.
only if he had one of those tuxedo T-shirts on. I'm just saying, I would.
Singing lead vocals in Leonard Skinner.
Yeah, singing air guitar. Just saying.
Hey man,
Yeah, I agree. I think you should be able to hire whoever you want to represent your own company.
Yeah.
Yes, if it's your own company, then yes. I mean, there's a couple of small business owners here. The fuck? No, I'm not hiring somebody with a mohawk. No.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, unless you're making me money, I probably would. Yeah, fuck it.
I mean, just like I wouldn't hire somebody who looks all dirty and grungy,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you got a shop like Hot Topic or some grunge, that type, then you want people with mohawks and piercings and all that weird shit, because that's the market you're catering to.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like even some careers have, some professionals have been allowed to go way too far. I don't think it's right for nurses to wear freaking Pink Panther scrubs to work. I just think that when nurses can wear scrubs, they don't have to wear like the skirt and their hat anymore. That they don't have to wear all white anymore. They can wear scrubs. But I don't think it's right for a nurse to walk around, or nurse aides or whoever, to walk around in cartoon character scrubs. I just think it's unprofessional and it looks fucking raggedy.
Yeah.
Right.
Even if they're dealing with kids.
With them wearing solid color scrubs, right?
I'm okay with them wearing solid color scrubs, but I don't think they should walk around looking like, I don't know,
Because there's no better job in the world than me to go to work in fucking pajamas.
They certainly should not be wearing all white, because any human being that comes up with an all white work uniform needs to be drug into the back and shot immediately.
Right, because it's not gonna stay clean.
Oh, that's the way it used to be.
Yeah.
That is exactly how it used to be. And it took a lot to really change it. And I don't see anything wrong with advancing, but I think it's gone way too far. I don't think nurses or anybody in healthcare should be walking around with cartoon scrubs on and their fucking thongs showing out of their scrub.
I don't know. I'm for that.
I don't mind the thong showing out of there because
that's good.
I know you don't.
I know you don't. I'm okay with that. But
listen, this is the problem. If you're a male in there and you're like in a nursing home, it's not like you're getting any. You probably weren't getting any the last couple of years that you were able to get any. But at least look at a beautiful woman and think about how it used to be.
What? Okay.
Yeah, stop being so fucking selfish.
Okay,
what he's trying to say.
Yes, and then the same girls that do that when the old man slaps them on the ass are right at the desk complaining because some guy just slapped him on the ass. You know.
Well, that's true, but last time I've checked, I've talked to a lot of nurses in that, and when the people have slapped them on the ass, it takes a lot to get rid of those patients. So I mean, they can do it 2 or 3 times before they're usually kicked out of the nursing home. So I mean,
well, it's not like it never happened. It's not like it never happened when people wore all white. I mean, it just happens. But I mean, if you're walking around and you can, your ass is hanging out and you get slapped, I got nothing for you. Go change your fucking clothes.
I'm sorry, you got a white pair of pants on and a red thong. Bitch, you looking for attention.
Yeah.
That is bullshit. That is bullshit.
That's trash.
No, you don't get to walk around slapping women on the ass. We're not a Muslim country. We don't see ankles and have to go rape the bitch.
No, I said she's looking for attention. I didn't say it's okay to slap a person on the ass.
You don't get to go slap people on the ass because they wear their dress.
I was talking about slapping people on the ass. I was talking about the patients. And then they're at the desk complaining they're being, slapped by patients.
But I still say if a chick wear white pants, red thong, you looking for the D.
Yep.
And I mean, and she should be allowed to get the D.
Well, if you're going to give it to her, go right.
It happens.
And that's why you have so many kids.
Hey, off kilter, do you realize that?
Hey, Joshua, you had to go there, didn't you?
It's those red thongs that.
Leslie had something to say. How are you just gonna interrupt Leslie like that?
Gosh, that hurt. Okay, that hurt, Josh.
Hey, off kilter, do you realize if you talk to people in these socialist healthcare countries, the healthcare fucking sucks?
Yeah, it does.
Like the picture that's painted here in America about it is so false. Talk to these people, man, that live in these countries. They will tell you the healthcare fucking sucks. There's long waits. The amount of care that's given is subpar. It's horrible.
Well, I mean, yeah, the healthcare is great in America if you can pay the bill.
That's why you need to be successful. That's why you need to stop.
Successful? All right, there's needing to be successful. I do all right. I'm not dirt poor. I do okay.
Okay, do you have health insurance?
If I broke both my fucking legs and had to take a trip to the hospital, it would be a problem.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, Josh. Josh, let me interrupt you for a minute. See that link I just posted right there? Since you do okay, go ahead and click that link right there.
I said I do okay. I didn't say I did great. I said I do okay.
Share, and subscribe. And now back on the topic.
Yeah, see that this is part of the problem. Like,
I'm dirt poor.
This is part of the problem, man. People make so many mistakes. Well, not even mistakes, because here's the thing: a mistake is when you don't know what you're doing wrong. Right. If you know clearly what you're doing is wrong and you still decide to make that decision, that's on you. But so many people make fucked up decisions early on in their life that they end up fucking up the latter years of their life, which keeps them from being able to afford adequate health insurance, life insurance, things like that. So what it seems, hold on, wait. What it seems like to me is you got a bunch of people that have made a bunch of fucked up ass choices and now they're regretting it and they want to be taken care of.
So what do people like that do?
Suck it the fuck up, man. You made a bunch of fucked up ass
Suck
decisions.
it up and die. That's the only.
I can tell you this much.
That's what when people start talking about healthcare. Like, well, they need to suck it up. Like, you break a bone, there's a very specific thing you need. If you break a bone and you do not go to the doctor and get it fixed, there's a 50-50 chance whether or not you'll live. And if you live, you're crippled for life.
But here's the thing. This is what we get into, though. And this goes in. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the story of the ant and the grasshopper. The ant worked all during summertime, stocked up his food to prep for winter. The grasshopper's just fucking around all day, enjoying the weather, playing, not doing shit to prep for the winter. As soon as wintertime comes, the ant's house is full of food. He's gonna last through the whole winter. Grasshopper comes knocking on his door because he has nothing to eat and he's shivering because he fucked off the whole summer. You know, why should the ant have to give up any of his shit that he worked hard for because the grasshopper fucked away his summer? You know, that's how I look at it. Why should I have to pay for you when you fucked up all your whole life? It's not fair to me.
Well, think about it this way, though.
Leslie, what do people?
It is a way, Les. It is a way to cap the cost that these fucking drug companies are charging and these doctors are charging. It can be for good because this shit is ridiculous. I can tell you this much: it is bullshit what they charge for supplies, charge for procedures, charge for medication. It is bullshit.
That's why we have an open market.
No, this is what I'm talking about, the open market when it comes to healthcare, Leslie. It's not an open market. An open market is like I go to buy a car. Well, I would like a Ferrari. But a Ferrari is 6 figures. I can't afford a Ferrari, but I can get a Corolla. That's an open market, right? Healthcare isn't an open market. Healthcare is a market where I have something that you need to live. So I can charge you whatever the fuck I decide, and you're just going to pay it. Because if you don't, you're going to die.
Okay, then why do we have generic drugs then, Josh, that are significantly a fraction of the cost of gourmet drugs? I guess you can put it.
And do you know if you go across the border and get the same generic drug is like 90% cheaper than what we pay for generic drugs here?
The point is that those drugs don't cost that much to manufacture. They're charging you that because you have to have it.
Hey, Josh, a fucking Ferrari doesn't cost 6 figures a build either. You know, that's the beauty of an open market. Let's take, for example, how much did it cost? Look at one of the medical sectors that is not regulated. That's the plastic surgery. It's not as heavily regulated as the regular medical sector. How much did it cost 25 years ago to get a boob job compared to now you can get one for fucking $4 or $5 grand? You know, because these doctors.
Where I want to get one.
These doctors aren't heavy regulated. You know, there's not a bunch of bullshit regulations that are established primarily by liberals. Liberals are the ones that put all these bullshit regulations into effect for the most part. And it drove the prices down of fucking plastic surgery.
Yeah, but think about this though, Les. Think about 5 years ago, or let's say 10 years ago. Being in Michigan, you had what? Blue Cross. You had Health Plus and HAP.
Good.
That's all the fuck you had. Those were so fucking expensive for an individual because I was paying out of my own pocket. I was paying $600 a week for health insurance per fucking week.
Good.
Now I can afford a whole family for $600 a month.
Yeah. We pay for our whole family. We pay $250 a month, and we've got a $4,000 deductible.
So
for the family, or $1,500 for
prices of health insurance. That's why I say when you start to socialize it, it opens up the market to everybody because you couldn't get all these other healthcare provider or the other insurances here in Michigan. It just wasn't available.
Yeah, but
now
anything,
you open the door, so now you drop the prices.
Yeah, but we've seen. I mean, we got plenty of examples, KP, that anytime the government steps in to regulate shit, it fucks it up. Everything that has been regulated by the government has been fucked up.
Maybe one
and all these other countries where the government's running their healthcare or has stepped in to regulate it, you hear horror stories from these people.
Well, think about it. We're not like, it's not socialized now. We're just saying, hey, it's pretty much a they just bust up the monopolies. That's all they really did.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's all you need to have. You just need to have something in place to say, hey, no monopolies, and then you have a legal way to come in and bust that shit up. But all these regulations that we have, a lot of them aren't fucking needed. A lot of this shit are these companies, you know, and to me, it's worse. It's worse than having a monopoly when you got a company that comes in, lobbies to have shit go their way so they can keep making more and more money, which keeps the smaller guys from coming in.
You gotta have something in place to keep the lobbyists out and keep this nice 22-year-old chick from fucking blowing some 80-year-old guy in the fucking Senate. You gotta try to regulate this shit.
Well, that's what more regulation leads to problems. Though, look at the yellow cab situation. I think I don't know if it was in Philly or New York, one of those cities, but you know, immigrants used to be able to come in, get a car, fix it up, get insurance, do whatever, and they could start driving people around. Well, yellow cab wasn't having that shit because those immigrants were cutting into their profits. So what do? They lobbied to have these medallions. You have to have these medallions on the vehicle in order to legally drive a cab in that city. And these medallions cost an upwards of $1.5 million to jump through all the hoops to get the medallion. So now all these immigrants who could have started their own businesses, you know, been successful, they can't do it now because the costs are so much because the yellow cab lobbied. And now all these immigrants work for yellow cab because they can't afford the medallion. Yep. That's what I'm saying. More regulation hurts us in the long run.
Well, there's a problem with not having, like, in theory, not having regulation is a good thing, except that we know what people do when there's no regulations.
And we know what people do when there's regulations. They're still
people.
You think yellow cab's not fucking over these people who could be starting their own businesses and working for themselves?
Definitely. That's why they're even trying to get rid of Uber.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's still Uber still got a monopoly going on with the regulation. So I mean, I'm not saying don't have any regulation. There's a lot of regulation on the books that we don't fucking need, and it's assisting these companies on monopolizing these industries.
Well, I mean, the main problem with America in general is our legalized bribery system that we have codified into law, where you're just allowed to straight up bribe people.
Yeah, that's what regulation does. It allows the people who can afford it to get away with murder, where us little peasants on the bottom who are trying to become something, we can't do it.
Okay, using your example of yellow cab.
Yeah.
Is Uber okay? Do you think Uber is okay?
Yeah, I think Uber was a great idea. You had some guys come together and start a successful company, and for a niche that was needed. And again, you got these cab companies coming in lobbying, trying to fight them.
Did it lower the prices of yellow cab?
Yeah, they competed with yellow cab. Yellow cab either had to make a choice, either lower our prices to compete.
What I'm saying about healthcare. I'm not saying go to a total socialist healthcare system. I'm just saying have more people be able to compete for these contracts. Because like I said before, you couldn't get certain healthcare providers who were cheaper because you didn't live in a certain area. So now just open it up to everybody and then let all those companies compete for a price.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I brought up the example of plastic surgery. This plastic surgery. That's why I'm showing you that's an area an area in the medical industry that's not as regulated as other areas. And look how low the prices have been driven down in the last 25, 30 years.
So even by competing for all these healthcare companies or healthcare insurance companies, I'm sorry, we will start to lower down the prices of procedures, like you said, with the plastic surgery. It will lower down the prices of prescriptions. It will make it affordable for you and I, or Andre and Atreyu on the street. It will make it affordable.
Right.
Yeah, but do you realize regulations are what's
as a single man, 25 years old, prime health, back in the day, you might have been paying $2,500 a month for fucking insurance.
Yeah, but do you realize regulation is what's keeping these companies from being able to start up and compete with the bigger companies? That's the problem, man. Like, why do you think all these companies are moving out of California? Because these liberals have instilled so many regulations, and it's so non-cost effective. You know, back in the day, you could start a company, scrape up some money, start a company. Now you got to go through all these EPA regulations, all this bullshit. Now you need $1 million, $2 million just to start a simple small company.
Yes, you
because
do.
all these liberals instilled all these fucking stupid ass regulations.
And what they do is too, they'll even do stuff to really, like, if they really want to bankrupt a company or really force them out of the area, they'll make fake laws. Well, your door's got to be 36 inches wide, and it's like, what the fuck did that have to do with what they do inside the building? I mean, you understand what I'm saying?
Hey, my next door neighbor at my shop just had a building inspection. All right, they had a carpenter build a set of stairs so they could put their file boxes on the top level.
Wait a minute, that background noise.
Hey, Trey, you mute your mic, bro.
Oh, all right, hold on.
Yeah, I muted him. Go ahead.
Okay.
Somebody just fell off too.
They had a set of wooden stairs built. It's probably a good 10 feet tall, to put their file boxes and stuff on the top level for a storage unit or for a storage area in their shop. So the building inspector came in and said, "Oh, your ladder steps are 5.5 inches. They have to be 6 inches. You have to take it down." And they said, "Well, what do we do in the meantime until we get another set built?" "Oh, use a ladder." It's like, wait a minute, you're saying it's a safety concern. A ladder is not as safe as a fucking set of stairs that have been specifically designed for that shop to lock into place to allow the employees to stably go up and down to put, boxes and stuff. It's just stupid regulations like that, man. This is the stupid shit that keeps people from being able to be successful.
Right. Well, and like Check just put up, she said in the state of Texas, companies can terminate you without notice. They actually can do that in most states now, because actually what they have is a right to work state, and it basically is.
Yeah, they do that here in Louisiana.
Right. You can be fired for any time, or what we call it here in Ohio is at will employment. So the person walked up to you, "Hey man, how you doing? You know what? What? Oh, you getting on my nerves? You know what? You're fired." You're like, "But I didn't do nothing. It doesn't matter." "Well, we don't need you no more." They just go, it's like that.
And again, you know why that is? Because regulations. There's so many regulations. Employees can sue the fuck out of a company. These companies are guilty until proven innocent. But because, again, there's a shitload of regulations. So these they'd rather play it safe and say, hey, you know what, to protect these companies, we don't have to have a reason to get rid of your ass.
Which is bad. But we call it, like literally, like when I was working at RGIS, I have never seen so many changes to the employee rule book every week. I swear to God, they change our employee rules at least 10 or 15 times. And then, like, you got to sign, you get your paycheck and you got to sign this. If you don't sign this form, you ain't working next week.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, wait a minute. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Fuck, y'all made it to where damn near. I mean, and that's exactly what happened to me. I got hurt on the job. after I went to the doctor and saw there's something wrong with me, and then they told me I'm gonna need surgery, this, that, and the other. Once they put the paperwork in, for me to get surgery on Monday. I got a letter that Wednesday saying I've been terminated.
Yeah. Well,
after I was about to get a promotion with a company car.
Yeah, some of these.
But now I go from promotion and company car to termination.
Yeah, some of these. I took a HR class in college, and we went over all the processes of writing people up and firing them. There's like a step-by-step process you have to go through in these states that aren't right to work or at will states or whatever. Like you have to have all your T's crossed and your I's dotted. If you don't follow one of those steps, you don't talk to them, you don't write them up, you don't give them a second write-up, this and that, and then terminate them, they can take your ass to court and sue you for millions of fucking dollars.
Yeah.
That easy. Even if they were a shitbag who didn't come to work on time, who didn't do their work properly, whatever. They can
the
still
process
come
of
back and audit
elimination.
your ass.
Due process.
That's what I'm saying, man. All these regulations do nothing but hurt us in the long run, hurt us in the end. People got to realize that these liberals like Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, all they do is keep implementing more and more and more and more rules and regulations, and it kills businesses, which if we don't have any business, we have no fucking economy. We have no economy, we don't have a fucking country.
It kills small businesses, definitely. People who got backing, they're not worried.
Well, yeah, there's more small businesses than there are larger businesses. You know what I mean? So you take away all the small businesses, now you just took, people can't eat, people are losing their houses, they can't afford shit, and the only people that benefit are that top 1%.
Right.
So this is where people got to really pay attention to who's implementing a bunch of regulations and who's not.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely. I will agree with you on that.
Here.
But it should be easy, fairly easy for people like us who are on the bottom of the totem pole to scrape up a few bucks and start a business without getting fucking hassled to death. You know what I mean? To make a living.
Right. Should be, but it's not.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Funding. Most problems at the bottom is always funding, though.
Right. I mean, definitely. I mean, especially it's hard to get loans for businesses. A lot of times it's, very difficult. One thing when I was an auditor, I used to watch these small businesses, and a lot of them were owned by foreigners. Like we go in there and do like a small convenience store and audit them and do all this crap. Because basically, the people who were financing the loan, they want to know exactly how much product in there, this, that, and the other. We do all this stuff. And like you come back next week, and this was the owner here, and he's just selling the shit to his cousin, and they get a big ass loan on it or whatever. And I'm pretty sure a lot of the time they would maybe even go back overseas because basically they can't chase them overseas if they go over there after they got the money. And you see that this motherfucker's still working in the store. Now you sold the store, but yet your ass still working in there. Yeah, right. How many people gonna sell a store and still work in it? That don't sound right.
I mean,
I don't know what kind of scam they were exactly doing, but they were doing something in that aspect.
Right. Yeah, getting that loan. There's so much you have to deal with as far as like your credit got to be good too.
Yeah.
How many people like at the bottom? Wait, what the hell was it? What was that? Anyway,
hold on.
Yeah, most people at the bottom don't credit on that good anyway.
Hello. Well, I didn't know the phone was off. You just could have called my cell. Okay, what you need?
You your ass. Shut up, Josh.
New people all the time.
Oh Lord.
We got too many people. We need a plague.
We need a what?
We need a plague.
No, we don't need that.
We need a plague.
No.
We need a plague. We need to wipe out some people. Too many fucking people.
No.
People are unmanageable.
Here we go with black women. Remember, I said, "Well, what do you?" I'm like, "Well, I didn't know the phone was off the hook. Thank you for calling my cell phone." Yeah, it's like, okay, what do you need? I'm like, God, dog. Ugh.
The hell was that?
My aunt. That's the one I told you about that need to get laid.
This is why I want to go to Mars.
Yeah, definitely.
I go to Mars, you don't have to deal with this shit.
Man, this build a space colony, Josh.
Fuck off this planet. It's done. Everybody's trying to figure out how to fix this planet. Only Elon Musk knows what the fuck is up. He stopped trying to fix the planet, and he's like, we just got to get off this bitch and find another one.
They said, let's start over from scratch, huh?
This was fucked. We're going somewhere else.
Oh,
that's what we need to do.
Right. Definitely.
What is going on? Never mind.
Huh? Okay.
I'm just reading right now.
Now, why do you believe that check you CA is going to do that? So you said, read that out loud. Let me go out here and check and see if they're here yet. So
wait, what?
Watch the show for me, Les, Josh.
So California is going to transform into Texas by 2020 just to get back the skilled workers that lost to Texas.
What? Texas?
I don't know. I think these things, they come in cycles. Because human beings are drawn to extremes. We can't be reasonable as a group, it seems like. We gotta swing from extreme to extreme. Like you got your batshit crazy libertarians and they're pushing their thing, and you got your batshit crazy communists and they're pushing their things. And people just can't figure out that any sort of extreme way of doing things is bad. Bad. But that's not how people work. People work with the extremes, so things swing way far left until they get out of control, and then they start swinging back to the right. It comes, it ebbs and it flows.
Yeah,
it always has.
Kind of sounds like us, you know. You swing all the way far left when you're young, and you start getting more and more conservative once you realize how how fucked up shit is.
I mean, people forget, like, things were really left in America in like the 20s and 30s. Corporate tax rates were like 90% and whatnot. I mean, it was way left then. And then it started swinging. Then, then it came into the 80s and whatnot, and things started swinging back right again. And then it swinged way far right. Now we're doing another swing back to the left. And by the time, I'm, 50 or 60, we'll be back way far right again. It just goes back and forth. It's been doing it forever. It's going to keep at it.
Yeah. Too much. If there is a such thing amongst us human beings.
Yeah, that's right. Texas does have less regulation. That's why you see a lot of companies flocking over that way from California.
They were here due to the tax breaks.
That's why you see, like, Boeing. Boeing just bought a big ass facility. Just opened up a big ass facility in South Carolina because there's way less regulation, way less taxes. This is what you're starting to see, man. These regulations and shit cause these companies to move. Because at the end of the day, you're a business. You're there to keep your bottom line black, not red.
Right.
All right, I'm back, guys.
And now Dre.
But no, what were they saying about the Texas and California turning into what? Hmm? Hmm?
Oh, we already talked about.
Good Lord.
Anyways, yeah, I gotta get off here.
Yeah.
All right, my dude.
All right. CA is too expensive. Yeah, I would admit every time I went to California, it was very expensive. I wouldn't want to. Oh man. And on that note, I guess everybody's talked out. We'll go ahead and end this show right here. I want to thank you guys for coming out to the show. Please like, share, subscribe, and definitely hit the donate button down there because that's what keeps the show going. Say good night, everybody.
Au revoir.